It is Wise Women's Wednesday. Who's with me? Who is with me? Come on in, y'all. Come on in. I'm watching. I'm hoping that we're getting... There we go. There's some traction. Let's see. Saying, do you want to enjoy this on a bigger screen? No, thank you. Hi, Catherine and Kristen. Good to see you. Cindy's in the house. So's Jennifer. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Hi. Ladies. Jenny's here. Say hi to Jenny, everyone. I think Jenny will get the love. Hi, Eileen and Gwen. Bring it on in, girls. Let's do this. Denise. Hello, lovelies. Gwen is saying good morning. Hello. Good morning. Good afternoon. Hi, Angela. Let's be wise. Indeed. Susan's in the house. Yeah, we're all here. We're all hanging out. Yippee. Wakefield, Rhode Island. I don't know that one, Nancy. I do know Rhode Island, though. It's a lovely state. Beautiful state. All the people. There's Joanne. How is everyone? Cynthia, Denise, hello, hello. And Lucy. Lucy's here, too. Look at everybody coming on in. I love to see you all coming on in. Yes, this is where we are. We are here. We're in the house. We're getting things done. And Amy is here. Beautiful Wakefield. I'm sure it is beautiful. Hello, Cindy. And Sarah. Here come my ladies. And Suzanne from Louisiana. Beautiful Louisiana. And Liz. Hello, Liz. Catherine, another Catherine. We have Catherine with a K, Catherine with a C, and Flora. Look at all of you guys. You're all over the place. Jennifer's in. We got a couple of Jennifers too. This one's from New Jersey. Hello, Jennifer. I've got a couple of friends in New Jersey. Yay, look at everybody's coming in. Well, it's good to see you all, and thank you so much for hanging out with me. We're going to have a good time today. We are going to have a good time today. And a lot of you are taking me up on the Proactive Probiotic. Is it backwards? It is. I thought I flipped it. Whatever. Anyway, so this Proactive Probiotic is going to help you with your gut. That's the thing. It's going to help you with your gut. Do you know that your immune system, 70% of it lives in your gut? That's why it's so critical that we mind our microbiomes. We need to have mindful microbiomes. I just made that up right now. But it's absolutely crucial. And here's the thing. We're always having a war going on inside, right? There's a war. It's the good bacteria and the bad bacteria. Bad bacteria needs to be handled, and good bacteria is the ones that do the job. So, and we always need to be replenishing the troops, y'all. Replenish the troops. You know how it is. They get tired. So our Proactive Probiotic is absolutely on point. I'm going to show you this. Look, look, look. They come in nitrogen flushed packets, so they stay fresh. So that means that if they deliver this and it's sitting on your front porch in the middle of August, it's not going to be effective. It's not going to get killed off. So just that's something really important to know, because I mean, if you're taking an ineffective probiotic, what's the point? So when you add this to your cart and you write ships free, all one word, you get the shipping free. We waive the shipping charge and it's on us. So get that, okay? Get it today. We still have some in the shop. Take advantage of that. Our quote of the week is so effective, and it's everything you've ever wanted is on the other side of fear. And I love this quote so much. It makes me joyful because it's letting me know, and it's telling me that my fear might not necessarily be grounded in the truth. Because sometimes our fear is the stuff that we manufacture ourselves, and it's based on old beliefs that we had when we were little kids that are no longer appropriate. They need to be ditched. And that's why I'm going to talk about loving yourself today. I know it's kind of a weird topic, because, I was really caught up in a church years and years ago where it was like, oh no, that's just awful and horrible, and you don't love yourself. And yet the Bible tells us very clearly that we are to love our neighbors as ourselves. So there's a comparative there. They're asking us to evoke this kind of love for our neighbors. It is truly a biblical thing. This is from God himself. We are to love our God first, of course. Yes, love God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. And the second commandment is to love your neighbor as yourself. And I want to talk about that today because it's so important. And I don't want us getting caught up in religiosity. I want us to get caught up in God's love. There's such a difference. God's love is overflowing and it's just abundant and tapped. You can't tap him out. And if this is the case and he loves us like this, then it's our obligation to turn around and to love our neighbors and also to love ourselves too. Because without that self-love that we give ourselves, we can't take care of the things that we need to take care of. If we're not taking care of these things, love is action. Love is a verb. And we have to take care of ourselves. It just boils down to that. So I told you about the Proactive Probiotic. It ships free. If you get $200 worth of supplements in your cart, you'll also get this mindful mug, which teaches you how to be mindful about your eating. This is just something that's absolutely above and beyond where we all have been. Because if you are like me and you just strap on the feed bag, you eat mindlessly and you eat too much or you eat too fast or whatever, being mindful before you sit down to a meal teaches you not to do that to yourself anymore. It's an old habit. We got to ditch them. Have you had a few habits in your life that you just had to ditch? I know I have. And we always need to be reminded because we've got those Oregon trails in our heads. It's deeply embedded. For years we've eaten like this. For years we've been mindless. For years we've maybe even had food addictions and cravings and things that are all out of control. Well, a mindful mug brings you back to the place of center so that you can start putting yourself first and start thinking about the meal you're about to have and enjoying it and having a little bit of gratitude. And if you're there, you understand just how this works, don't you? I know you understand how this works. And I'm telling you, the last thing in the world that you ever want to do is to get into automatic pilot all the time. Because our lives will just fly by, and before you know it, the meaning has been lost. Mindlessness detracts from life and takes away the meaning. Mindfulness brings in the fullness of life. And when you consider that 95% of the world, according to Bruce Lipton, who wrote The Biology of Belief, he's a doctor, 95% of us live most of the time in that place. I don't want to do that anymore, do you? I love to be mindful. When I'm mindful, I find out there's so many layers, so much richness, so much complexity, so much complexity and good stuff. My life is rich and meaningful and wonderful, and I have a whole new appreciation for it. We can have that, but it takes being mindful to do it. So anyway, if you do over $200, you get this little mindful mug, and that'll remind you to be mindful when you're eating. We send that to you absolutely free, and I'll send you a little note. And if you put in the Proactive Probiotic, you're going to get all your shipping free. Ships free, that's your code. I love that. We also are cooking. I'm cooking at 4 p.m. today. I cook every single day in my little kitchen, not right here in my office, because that would be ridiculous, wouldn't it? But I do in my kitchen. Yesterday I made this fabulous stir fry. By the way, if you haven't seen that video yet, go see the video and make that recipe, that non-recipe, right? It was delicious. We loved it. We loved it. It was wonderful stuff. So that was really a fun recipe. I really enjoyed doing that. I don't know what I'm doing today, but let me just say it will be a good one. I might have Mark teach you how to grill a steak. We've got some steaks that have been marinating. Would you like that? I'll stick them back out on the camera and we can tease them relentlessly and I can be awful behind the camera. Who wants me to do that? Anyway, yes. But we have some steaks, and we can show you how to grill a steak, how to find out if your heat's right, how to use the grill properly. He did it a little bit with the pork tenderloin, but with the steak. And maybe I should do the steak because you know what? Girls grill too, right? We're grilling girls. Friday's Q&A, that's coming up in a couple of days. So if you have a question for me about nutrition, supplements, whatever it is that you want to ask me about, cooking, just send them into support@savingdinner.com, and all you have to put in the subject line is question for Leanne on Friday. I will answer it. And watch later on this afternoon, you're going to see the new supplements that we have. Marla and I have come up with a whole new supplement line, and we're excited. It's the Wise Women supplement line, just a lot like our tea, same branding in a black bottle. They're gorgeous. We ordered a bazillion of them, so we got a really good price on it. And I'm going to tell you what, guys, this stuff is thebomb.com. Everything will be on our website. Hopefully at 4:00 I'll be able to tell you about them. So, and we will have them in the shop, so you're going to want those. We start the sprint on Monday. And as a matter of fact, yesterday's recipe, sprint worthy. The day before, when I did the undone cabbage rolls in the skillet, also sprint worthy. Just don't serve them on rice. New recipes, guys, without a recipe. Yahoo! So we start our sprint on Monday, and I'm going to tell you what, we all have some quarantine. I hope it's not the 15 quarantine or 14 or 13 pounds of quarantine that you need to get rid of. But haven't we all gained a few pounds? I've gained 4 pounds. 4 pounds. I have walked away from the bread and the bread making. Good Lord. I mean, what was I thinking? And I am so happy. I am so happy to tell you that I am bread free. I'm not going to be making any bread. I do have yeast. I do have bread flour, but I just don't think it's such a good idea. For me, it's a problem. Anyway, that's what I have for you. Also, if you want to help support Dinner Answers, you can do that. All you have are Saving Dinner. You can do that by becoming a Dinner Answers subscriber. It's $7 a month, you guys, and you are helping to support a small woman-owned business. Me, for 19 years. I've been in business for 19 years. So if you want to support us, you can do it for $7. And in return, what we do is we send you menus, recipes, and shopping lists. However you eat, every single Tuesday. However you eat. We've been doing this for years and years and years. We never miss a week. So there you go. This is what you need. You know, this is what you need. This is what I need. This is how we support each other. This is how it works. I love this. And we are doing, by the way, people are asking me all the time, when is the real full bloom going to be? We had we had our virtual full bloom on April 18th, and we had to do it because of obviously everything that's going on right now. Our real one is going to be September 26th. September 26th. Mark it on your calendars. You will want to fly into Asheville. You want to get a hotel at the Sunset Motel. Darling, cute, retro, old motel from the 70s. Really fantastic. It's not like this rundown Fleabag hotel. It's darling. Good pricing. And we have a whole bunch of people who are already reserving up the Sunset Motel. And can you imagine coming in and getting together with your girlfriends? That's the key, gals. That's the key. Amy's already got a room booked. Yes. Yay. Smart. And by the way, I called and I talked to Eric, the owner, and talked to him about the best weekend to get. That was the best weekend to get, so that there was nothing, going on, because we have it's a little college town, and we have a little college here on campus, and there's a couple of big events here in September. That weekend is not. So you've got it. It's open. Go book it. Book it, Dano. All right. So I wanted to talk about truly loving yourself because truly loving yourself is the key to being able to love your life. You know, you got to start with yourself. You got to start right here. You got to start with this human bodysuit and with who you are. You just got it. When you stay with just, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, and you're hating yourself, and then you're finding out that it's not working, there's an incongruency there. The reason why is because at the very bottom line, foundationally, for us to get what we want out of this life, for us to be living on purpose, and for us to find our worth, we got to just stop and love ourselves. Regardless of what we weigh, what we look like, what age we are, whatever. And I've got 10 things for you on this whole thing, because as I was going through it, I was thinking about all the ways we don't love ourselves. And the carousel of crazy, that's one of the ways we don't love ourselves. We love ourselves based on our weight. We love ourselves based on the way we look. We love ourselves based on externals. And you know what? Does that ever work? I've told you the story before that, when I finally got a grip, and Marla was the one who took me in. This is in 2004, 2005, right around there, I'm pretty sure. Took me into a Lane Bryant where I could finally get clothes that fit me at the time. I was 237 pounds and I was squishing into, whatever I could find at the regular store, because I'm not going to that store. It had all kinds of things going on. The sales lady took a look at me and said, girl, we got to, let's pull up those boobs and you're going to look like you're 15 pounds lighter. Well, she had me at 15 pounds lighter. And sure enough, she came in with all these bras. She measured me and came in with all these bras and saw me standing there with my shirt off in a nursing bra. And my children are teenagers, right? And it wasn't because I didn't have any other choice or I couldn't afford a bra, but I didn't believe I was worthy of a new bra until I weighed what it was that I wanted to weigh. My self-worth was dependent on my weight. That's not loving yourself. That's loathing yourself is what that is. And I felt it every step of the way. And when I walked out of there, I spent several $100s on new clothes that I hadn't bought in years and years. And a bunch of beautiful new bras. Black ones. I bought a bright red one. I brought lace and all kinds of stuff. Matching underwear. I'm telling you, walked out with bags. And Marla and I went out to dinner. And we had wine, we had appetizers, and we had pasta. We weren't at that point thinking about, our body clutter. I'm sure it was 2004. But the point was that it was an eyeball opening for me, because it wasn't about the way I looked. It was about the way I felt about myself. Number one, stop it with making loving yourself dependent on your jean size, the way you look, your age. I'm going to promise you, one day you're going to wake up and you will be over 60, just like me. One day you will wake up and you will be dealing with gray hair. One day you will wake up and there will be wrinkles where there used to be none. And one day you will wake up and you will understand and you will know that you are more about who you are and less about what you look like, because your looks are not the thing. Your looks are just the package. It's the packaging, it's the branding, it's the label. But what's inside is what counts. So number one is biggie. You got to dash the looks, the status, the weight, what you do for a living, all of that. That's all packaging. What's on the inside is what counts. Because when you go to buy something in the grocery store, or you go to buy something that's in a package, do you buy it because of the packaging or do you buy it because of what's inside? Right? It's the same thing for us. What's inside is what counts. When somebody is eulogizing you at your funeral, they're not going to say, oh, that Leanne, she was wonderful. We loved her lipstick color and her jeans. She wore size 6 jeans. God love her. Nope. They're going to be talking about my character. They're going to be talking about my impact of the people around me and how much I loved. Because if I've loved enough, there's going to be an impact. And if I love myself, I'm going to be able to love others. Number 2, you got to develop strong friendships. You hear me harping on that, harping on it. I'm always inviting you, come into our community, build friendships, connect with others, get a body clutter buddy, have an accountability partner. Yeah, all of that's important for you making your goals, but you're also developing your friendships. When you develop a friendship, when you are a friend, you become a good friend, then you are becoming a better version of yourself. Because being in a friendship requires integrity. It requires loving somebody else. It requires you to get outside of your comfort zone and to do for that person what you might not do for yourself. But good friendships, beautiful friendships, like what I have with Marla. We've been friends for over 20 years now. It's unbelievable. And it changes everything. It changes everything. Having a friendship like that, especially a friendship that lasts through time and through children, through divorce, through whatever it is, when you have a friendship like that, that is to be cherished. And it's a reflection of who you are as well when you have those kind of friendships. And if you don't have one, develop it. Put that on your list. That's something that you want. Number 3, guess what I'm going to say? In order to truly love yourself, you need to feed yourself properly. You need to lovingly feed yourself. You can't lovingly feed yourself with a bunch of garbage. That isn't loving. That's treating your body like a trash can. That's treating it as second rate. That's treating it to nothing because your cells are screaming for nutrients. When you love yourself, you give your body the food that it needs and it requires. Without it, you're opening yourself up for all kinds of problems. Without it, you find yourself in the place of feeling bad about yourself. And while we're at it, being active is part of that. Now, what does active mean for you? My active and your active might mean 2 different things, My son's idea of active is going kayaking. My idea of being active might be to do a 5-minute workout or a 4-minute workout and bounce on my trampoline for a little bit, my rebounder for a little bit, and lift my hand weights or go to the gym when it finally gets open again. But it doesn't matter. You're the one who gets to define it. But just being active and moving your body is gratitude for the body you've been given. We've all been given a body, so it's up to us to use it. You don't get to trade it in, you guys. It's yours. That's it. It's not like you run a car into the ground and then say, I'm going to go get another car, No. This is it. This is the vehicle for life. And so taking care of it and doing the best that you can with it is akin to giving the right kind of gasoline, changing out the fluids, and keeping up on the maintenance of the car. When you do that, those things run forever, and so do you. Number 4 is understanding that you deserve this kind of treatment from yourself. You do. You don't deserve to be beaten up all the time and because you have failed or you haven't done it right or whatever. For heaven's sakes, cut yourself some slack. We talked about this so much when we did Full Bloom on April 18th. Grace, abundant grace, has to be embraced. Embrace the grace, especially right now. We're in a weirdo Twilight Zone time. This is every single day I wake up and think, okay, here we are again. And granted, for me, it's not like my job was cut or I can't go to my office anymore, or I didn't change things a lot, have to change things a lot. It's been a while since I've been out. It's been since early March that I've been out. So that's a kind of freaky. But, grace is something that we have to give each other. Grace that maybe you've been eating some bread and you normally don't eat it. Grace that maybe things aren't as great as you wish they were. Grace in that you're laying around more, sleeping more, or Eating stuff that you know isn't for you. Excuse me. We all deserve grace, is the bottom line. We all deserve grace. And especially now. You know, when you get this kind of twinge like, oh, I should have done this and I should have done that, and you start shoulding all over yourself, back off. Back off. Hear my voice say, back off, sister. Right? Hear that and just say, you know what? That grace is sufficient. Grace is sufficient for this particular thing. We're all going to get caught up. We're all going to get cleaned up. We're all going to be back to where we were, or at least even, maybe even better. But let's look at ourselves with an abundant amount of grace and give it freely. Give it to your neighbor. Give it to yourself. Give it to your child. Give it to your husband. Be that overflowing vessel of grace and look at how much easier it is to get along in the world. With yourself, you'll be at peace with yourself, with others, with your family, your children, your friends. It's amazing what grace can do. And we need to do that, especially right now. Number 5 is to forgive others and to forgive yourself. I'll tell you, bitterness is an ugly thing. Bitterness and ugliness and holding on to grudges is horrible. It's horrible. And it's a sign of an emotional intelligence that's just not developed yet. It's young. This is what little kids do. This is what pouting teenagers and preteens do. This is not what grown wise women do. Wise women don't hold grudges. Wise women are wise in that they see when they've made a mistake, they own it. Big deal. Welcome to the human race. You know, we all make mistakes. So forgive others quickly. And when you make a mistake, own it. You know what? I shouldn't have said that. You know what? I did this and I shouldn't have done that. Will you forgive me? It's such a thoroughly cleansing statement. It goes like this and goes whoosh, clears the deck. And if you've ever been in a situation, I certainly have, where I didn't know what I did wrong, and I confronted the individual and said, what have I done? What have I done? Well, you know. That's what I got answered back. And I said, I don't know. I don't know. That's why I'm asking. And it never got further than that. And so, unfortunately, when you are in that kind of a situation, you just need to push them out and wish them well. We can't fix everything. We can only fix our own hearts. We can only fix our own mistakes. And we can only own what we can own. But we need to stay away from that kind of a thing and not sit there and tap dance and dance around and hope to get their approval finally. Because there's a whole big difference between, forgiving someone and asking to be forgiven and forgiving yourself than there is with sitting there in the place of trying to grab somebody's approval. Please forgive me. Please like me. Forget that. Forget that. And you know the difference, right? You know the difference. And if you don't, ask yourself. This is a good time to pull out the journal, and that's number 6. Pull out the journal and say, am I seeking this person's approval by trying to get their forgiveness when I don't even know what's going on? Or is this something that I just need to let go of and wish them well on their way? Wish them well on their way and wish blessings on them. That's emotional intelligence right there. That's growing your beautiful self and going beyond that. And it's important. Number 7 is list what you've done. If you can't love yourself, figure out what's going on here. You know what? I'm an accomplished person. I can love myself. I can love the things that I've done. Look what I've done. And go through and listen. I mean, come on. We've all got these accomplishments that are just something else. And we need to be in that place of understanding that we are people who do things, and we are people who do things well. And you got to look at those. First of all, you've got to look at them to understand that, yeah, you've got a place in this world. And yes, you're worthy of loving yourself. And also, you're worthy of respect from other people. So don't you dare accept being treated less than. That's not loving yourself. Number 8 is cherish your time. Good grief. We have only so much time. You know, we all have a clock ticking away, don't we? Every single day that you wake up is one less day that you have. You know, and I know that sounds kind of morose or whatever, but it's the truth. You know, it's the truth. Time marches on. For you to not love yourself today is one less day of you becoming the true expression of who you are meant to be. You cannot be all that you're meant to be if you don't love yourself. So start today with cherishing your time, the time that you have, and not in a scarcity minded way, like, oh, this is the only time I have left. This is the time I have left, but in the abundant kind of way. I have this wonderful day, this whole Wednesday, to love myself, to love others, and to be this vessel of overflow and abundance. Don't be scarcity minded. Be abundant minded. And number 9 is, remember yesterday? Say no when you mean it. Because when you say no to people who want to take your time, your attention, your talents, your money, your abilities, your everything all the time, and you're afraid to say no because of the people-pleasing thing that we talked about yesterday, when you start to say no to that stuff, you're saying yes to yourself. You're saying yes to yourself, and you're saying that you love yourself enough to cherish the time that you have, to not just give it away willy-nilly as if you have all the time in the world, because you don't. You see how these things all connect up? And number 10 is you alone are enough. You alone are enough. You have nothing to prove to anyone. That is an exact quote from Maya Angelou, and I love it. You don't have a thing to prove to anyone. The fact that you are here, taking up space, breathing air, means that you have been sent here on purpose by God Himself to be here. You have a purpose. You have a mission. And it might be big, it might be small, it doesn't matter, but you are a part of the equation. You are part of the big equation. You are part of God's vision for this world, or He wouldn't be here. He put you here. So thank Him for that. Love yourself. Appreciate yourself. Care for yourself lovingly in a way that says, thank you, God, for putting me here. Thank you for that. And in turn, go out and be that abundant vessel that you can be, overflowing with all the love that He has given you. Man, we can do such great things. We can do such great things. We haven't even tapped into it yet. But if we're mindful and we start to love ourselves the way we're meant to love ourselves, biblically by God Himself, then we're going to spread it out. That's the kind of thing we want spreading around, isn't it? That's the kind of thing that's the place where there's a void. That's the place where there's scarcity. Be abundant, be graceful, and be loving, because that's who innately you are. Sent here by God Himself. Put in this time, this place, on purpose, for a purpose. And don't you ever, 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 ever forget that. Don't you ever forget that. Now treat yourself right. Love yourself. And for heaven's sakes, acknowledge this gift from God. All right? Okay. That's what I have to say about that. At 4 p.m., we're going to be doing some kind of cooking lesson. In the meantime, get signed up for the sprint, because we're going to go deep and hard this time. Deep and hard. We're going to start with a hydration thing. Yep. We're going to get down into the hydration zone. We're going to do all the things. And if you're not signed up, go to savingdinner.com and go get it. Even if you've done it before, go get it now so that you get all of the stuff. You get all of the things that you need with it. And you'll get the emails for the whole time through with a little video clip that encourages you the whole bit. All of the yummy stuff. Yum, 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 yummy. All right, ladies, I love you guys so much, and I so appreciate you all. You lift me up on a daily basis, and I appreciate you. So listen, I will see you at 4 p.m., and peace out. Love you. Bye.